Okay, so we're getting ready to start the gameplay, and the only thing from the rules that I left for us to explain is the industries. We talked a lot about this one in the setup video. This is a heavy industry worth a lot of points, and it has this really nice silhouette, which some players really covet. I tend to be one of them. And it produces chemicals. Now, one of the things when this is your first time ever playing it is you're going to be a little bewildered. Should I produce chemicals or shouldn't I, right? When you play this game enough times, you're going to get a feel for what industries are available in phase 1 versus what industries are available in phase 2 versus what the final ones are. And that gives you a huge advantage over other players. Like this chemical thing, it works, but you have to know what it works with. And when it's your first game, or if you're like me and it's been a year since you've played, you're a little fuzzy. All I can tell you is that this is a nice one, but it's not a nice one on turn 1. How about that? I think that's a fair assessment of this one. This is one that, remember, there's 3 turns that are phase 1. This is one of the ones you would hope to get on the 3rd turn of phase 1. But I mean, I'm being a little general here, but that's my assessment of this. Now, this mines is an awesome sauce one for turn 1. Really good one to get. It is a nice basic mine to get your ore production going. And if you do commit to ore, then you're committing to things like heavy industry. You see how the two go together. That's the reason why this heavy industry is too early, because it would have been nice to have a turn or two to produce with the mines and then do this later. So this is a really tall order of, do you need to claim both of these in turn 1? And if you do, chances are you're going to be sitting on this one and not be able to do any actual operations with it. So it's a little difficult. This next one is farms. And this is a straightforward farm, and you can see that it's the least amount of victory points for it. It's going to just cost you $5. You get a victory point. It's a straight up farm. You put in a farmer and you get 1 food. And then here's another mine, and you can see you get 3 victory points for that one. And this one you get 2 victory points for. So what's the difference? This one produces 1 ore. That one produces 2. That's the difference. So straight out of the chute, if you're willing to pay $5 extra, you're going to get extra production from this one. And if you look at the worker requirement, it's exactly the same. It's not like, well, no, it's not exactly the same. This one uses a handyman, whereas the other one uses an engineer. So I don't know if it's a carpenter or handyman. Don't get angry with me over that, please. All right, this top one here is pharmaceuticals. You can see we've got another one that produces chemicals, and it also has the silhouette of a worker. So if you'll notice that the heavy industry, both of the chemical producing ones have the silhouette of a worker. So by buying into the pharmacy industry, you're getting yourself the potential to unlock your 5th worker quicker than the other path. And then this top one here is a super interesting one. It's one of the ones that I'm insistent you need to win the difficult version. This one is a complicated farm. As you can see, the input for this farm needs to have a chemical. And if you have an energy in a chemical, whereas these other farms, let me zoom out here, look at that one, you don't even need an energy for that. There's no input needed other than just a worker. That one, you need an energy and a chemical, and you get 6 food. That's an insane amount of food. Whereas down here, you're only getting 1 food. So big difference. So that's an industrial farm there. Obviously, if you get a farm like that, you need like a pharmaceutical company. And this pharmaceutical company, oh, by the way, happens to have an input of food. So look at how they symbiotically work together. So once again, we're in a catch-22 of it would have been nice to get the pharmaceutical company maybe. This is going to be hard because you're going to have to buy both of them together. And so that's 2 of our 4 actions on turn 1. And I'm not sure we can pull it off. So this game is very tactical. You have to deal with whatever comes out. and those cards are shuffled. And yes, there's a whole stack of them there. We're gonna get to see all of the Phase 1 industry cards, and they come out in different orders in every game. And the opening moves in the game is so crucial sometimes. So anyways, that's where we're at. So now we got to do some action. So let's plan what we want to do. I think the farm route is always a solid route. And I also think mines are solid too. So we have both available to us. And remember, this is a solo game, so we don't have any competition. There's no bot or anything we're up against. We get to do whatever we want. And we don't have to worry about, if it's my turn and I take the farm, is the mine still going to be available for me when it's my turn again? In a 5-player game, you have that constant worry that you have to take what you can take. Here, we can really plan. So I think what's going to dictate the path we go, farm versus mine, is going to be our workers. So here you can see we have a banker available, a handyman, but the best one on the palette here is we have a level 2 wrench. And you can see that the farm does not use a wrench at all. Now maybe the other one does. Nope, he doesn't either. In fact, the pharmaceutical company doesn't even use a wrench. So the heavy industry does down here. I don't know if I'm willing to buy that heavy industry though. I would love to, folks, but not this round. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to commit to this mine right here. And you can see it's going to cost 15 bucks. We started the game with 22. So it's 15 of our 22. We have to always be mindful of where we're at. And then for my second action, I'm going to take this guy for sure. And then I need another wrench because you can see that the wrench is wasted. If I put it there, I need, the one that I'm getting that's really awesome is that one. So I'm not sure I want to spend $5 for another wrench. So I may have to just use him inefficiently for one round. That's okay. There's no harm in that. I just, yeah, I think we're fine there. So then the question is how many are we going to produce? We have to think of it that way too. We are going to produce 2 right now in this current situation. And there is a contract to sell some for some points and money. So we want to put a guy here to sell some. However, that leaves us with only one guy left. And see, this is where the gotcha is with the game. If I try to buy this industry, that's great, but I'm spending all this money and I don't even have enough money to buy both of these. I would love to grab another worker. That's also great. But guess what I need? I need energy. So one other option is to take the farm route, but I'll go ahead and do an energy. And we could do one of these ones up here, right, where it's $2 for one energy and you can buy 2 of them. Or we can just go here, and this one, you don't have to spend the points. And so this is 1 point and 1 money for 1 energy. So we can just spend 1 money to get 1 energy. So those are our actions for this turn. And it goes by quick. You can play this game pretty fast once you get the hang of it. So then, now that we're done with that, we have to do operations. And all operations means is we start at the top and we just trickle down. So we're going to trickle down until we get to here. And so I'm going to spend $1 and get 1 energy. And it goes on your player pad here. And the player pad has a less than or equal to 12 written on it. It means that you can't ever have more than 12 of any resource. And that's at any given time in the game. You can never go over. So if you produce more than 12 with your industry, tough luck. The most you get to keep is 12. So as much as you may want to take advantage of workers and stuff, 12 is your limit. So then we get to this guy and we got ourselves a nice little worker here. And then we go to this one and you can see it's going to cost $15 And so we'll spend the 15 bucks. And we score 3 points immediately. 1, 2, 3. And then we go here, because this is our last guy. And we have to do the market first, or we produce, is what I'm trying to say. So let me see if I can get this to fit here. It sort of does. Okay, so first thing we got to do is pay this. So I'll just lay that there. And we know we have this worker that we hired, and we're going to produce 2 of those. So I'm going to grab 2 and put it in there. And that concludes our exciting round. Then, well, we get here, and for our market phase, we're going to take this contract right here, and I'm going to sell both of them. And now, I may be making a mistake. I may only want to sell one of them, so I have it as an input for my next building, but I think I'm going to be okay. I'm going to sell both of them, and I get 1 point and 2 gold for each. So I'm going to take 2 points, and then I get 4 gold. So 1, 2, 3, 4 money, and that goes to there. And that, my friends, is 1 round of this game. So it's lightning fast, especially when you're playing solo and you don't have a rambling Jeff. Okay, so what do you do at the end of the round? Well, the first thing we do is we look at this, and you see I fell 2 short. So this is going to drop by 2 more points. It's not the end of the world, folks, for this thing to drop. You have all the way down to here. So don't be dismayed. And in a solo game, like I told you, they put the points really high because the bar needs to be high. Otherwise, this game isn't very fun if you're playing this by yourself. In a competitive game, like I said, it's pretty easy to hit the target because you and potentially 4 other people are competing for spaces here. So you're going to be a lot less efficient just because the spaces are gone when you need them. Okay, so then the next thing that happens is all of these are gone. So I'm just going to throw them in a bucket. We scooch them over like this. And then we draw the next 4, which should all be level 1. And I really like that they put the 1 on both sides so players can easily see, oh, look, you had a level 3 mixed in with your level 1s or something like that, you know? So you can see this is the market for the next turn. And then all of these buildings are gone. So your one chance to buy them was the first round, and that's it. So they go away, and then you draw 6 new ones. So yeah, the game, when they come up, you either have to take them or they're gone. All right, so we'll go over those in a second. And then these guys are gone. They all clear out, and I'm trying to remember if they go back in the bag or not. I don't think they do. So they're just out. So next we have 5 more. So I'm just going to draw from the top of this stack. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. If you were playing a multiplayer game and there was actions up there, you would have changed the turn order. But we're rocking and ready to go. So pretty simple. This is a very elegant game. I'm super impressed with it. From how it's laid out and how the rules work, and you can see that the setup and play is not that bad. I mean, we're 14 minutes in and we're already on turn 2. Oh, speaking of which, we got to move this to turn 2, and you can see our goal is 28. So now it's down to here. And that little card just means that you're going to get a free influence card if you can hit the goal this round. So, okay, so what do we do now? Well, let's look at the industries. This is always what we have to do. So this is a farm that you can see takes energy, gets you stuff. We have a Gucci mine going on that need some pharmaceuticals for explosives. So this is where the farm path comes in. The two resorts, Resort 1 and Resort 2, you can exchange your food into money and points. It's pretty sweet, folks. So if you go the farming route, this is usually the next building you want is one of these resorts. And then we have a heavy industry opportunity, and that's probably what we want because we already have the ore, and so that's what we're trying to gun for. Now, the one at the top is also super interesting. That's the bank. It gives you two silhouettes, as you can see, but you obviously need bankers to run it. And we had two bankers appear on turn 1. This would have been the one I would have taken if it was in the first offering. Right now, I'm a little more leery about it because I don't know, there's not that many bankers in the whole game to draw. But it is, banking is a way to win. Many people who take the banking path win this game because you get a victory point for every $5 you have at the end of the game. And as you can see, you're getting 2 times 5 money right out of the chute, and you're making your own mint. There's nothing wrong with that. We currently have, just to put it in perspective, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have $10. So it's not like we're sitting on a fortune here. And here's what's crazy is that heavy industry there that I want to buy, that's $20. So if I'm going to get that, I would need to take a loan. I also still need to get energy, because if you recall, I don't have any energy. That costs money. So we're in a bit of a pickle. And I'm also very surprised we haven't found an energy plant yet. Those do exist. So that means we're going to get them all in round 3 here. So all the energy industries and energy plants are, they're just not coming up. So that's a very interesting outcome to this game as well. And we take away this. This was just temporary. So let's go and start the round. So we're in the yellow Axia phase at 27 there. So we draw a yellow event card. So here we go. Decrease the Axia financial status by 1. So we're moving down to 26. And the temp employee may not be used this round. I promise you that there's a lot more variety in the events than this. Okay, so what are we going to do? Here's my pickle. I have $10. So if I'm going to buy another building, I have to take a loan. Or figure out how to get my money some other way. I only have 4 workers. One of them is going to be used to get energy. So let's just say he's my energy guy, right? So we can run our mine. One of them is going to get us another worker. Because if I own a second building, I need a second worker. One of them is going to be selling at the market. And one of them is going to have to get me money. So I already forgot. So we said one was the market, one was a worker, one was resources. So if we get money, then we can't buy another building. None of these was getting a second building. Having just a mine is not going to get you a win in this game. So I would love to maybe switch to the bank, right? And say, let's give up on the mine. Let's do the bank instead. But there's no bankers here. So we wouldn't be able to run the company unless we got this guy, but he costs money we don't have. So it costs $10 to buy the bank. Well, then I have no money left. So The good news is if you have a bank, you don't have to spend a worker going to the market. That's the value of having a bank. But we sort of committed to do this industry. So I can only get 10 more bucks if I get a loan. And if I get 10 more bucks for the loan, ugh, I can't buy that heavy industry, folks. It's too expensive. The $20 is too much. I mean, I could buy it, yes, for 20 bucks, but then I need to buy energy and the things that are used to make it run. You know, I need to have energy and I need extra money for that. I can only get the 20 bucks. So let's say I get a $10 loan and then I take $4. So now I can buy the energy I need. Well, then I'm buying the building. Well, where's my worker and where's my market selling? I'm not able to sell it. I mean, not selling it for one turn is not the end of the world. Don't get me wrong. But I was hoping to sell stuff this round. Yeah, this is a pickle. If I don't buy that heavy industry, I think another one will be available at some point. I just don't know when. And here's the other thing. That heavy industry gives you iron. If you look over here, there's no iron to sell. I mean, there is here, but we're not going to sell that this turn. Well, we could, actually. We could. So if I'm spending 2 to get money, yeah, I can't do it. Wow. So what if I don't buy any buildings this round, which is a viable strategy? We're just going to maximize this guy. That's great, because we do have a contract for 4 here. But the thing is I will have no contract the next round, so we can worry about that next round, of course. So let's approach it from that perspective. I am for sure selling, right? So I'm going to do that. Now I need to get energy. Do I want to be a wimp and just buy 1 energy? Because the thing is let's say I use this action to buy more than 1 energy, then I won't have to waste a worker next turn buying energy, right? I can maybe use him for some other purpose. So I want to buy more than 1 energy is what I'm trying to say. And look at this. If I save 1 instead of selling it, I can use 1 to get 2 energy. And I can do this 2 times. So I can get to a point where I'm using my ore to get me the energy I need to make more ore. So I can get a nice little cycle going there. All right, so then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to buy 2 energy. So we'll do that. And I want some more workers. So I'm going to get this guy because this +3 is awesome sauce. And engineers are good for the kind of industry we're doing. And then I just want something else. And so I'm going to get another engineer like that. So that's my turn. And I'm going to grab 2 engineers for work. And put these guys back. And then over there, I'm going to spend $4 to get 2 energy. So there's $4. I'm going to take 2 energy. And then we're going to produce. So this guy, as you can see, I'm going to put my my +1 here and make an energy there, right? And that leaves me 1 energy to spare. And I'm going to put my +3 here. So now I'm making 5. So I just made 5 ore. And what makes that awesome is by having 5 ore, you can see here that the contract is for 4, and I don't have 1 left over. That'll possibly be input for another industry. So, so with it being winter in Minnesota, this shipped, of course, in the dead of cold, and you can see everything, all my stuff worked. And I waited a whole day to let the package get back to room temperature before I bothered opening it, but it didn't matter. It's a little annoying, but it's okay. So, so then we just go here, and what am I going to do? I'm going to take this contract for 4, and you can see that it's 1 point and 2 money for each. And so we're going to sell 4 of them. And so I get 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and I'm going to get $8. And if you'll take note, I am short on the points, and I'm really not doing that great in the money either. So that ends the round. So we do this again. Everything shifts over. We grab 4 more. And they're now the level 2s. And you can see there's tons of food contracts. So how short am I? I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 short. So this drops 1, 2, 3, 4. So the economy is slowly getting worse because I've been unable to produce anything of value. All right, so these all go away. We move up to turn 3, and you can see it goes up to 35. And our workers go away. And I'm going to draw 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so what we got here is, this is a promo expansion pack thing. He's a wild card, so you can use him as anything. And then here you can see a really nice banker showed up. So if we ever wanted to do a bank, he would be perfect for it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it's been a really weird distribution because here you can see a whole bunch more farms showed up. And then there's a power plant that does take ore and it makes power. Actually, that's a very attractive one for us because then we can make our own power that way. And then the trains can use the power to make us money. So we can actually maybe make our own little routine go in there. And then down here for this power plant, you don't need an ore, and it makes a few less energy. But there's some options there. And I think that's what we want to do for this turn, is I actually want to get the power plant and that train. I think I want both. Now the train, of course, needs a banker. They all need engineers, which we've been hoarding. So if you'll notice, the theme of this game is pretty cool. I mean, if you're getting engineers, it's for the type of workers that you want. So basically, there's nothing on the market for me. So I'm not going to do market this turn. I have 1 energy, so I don't necessarily need to buy energy unless I want to run these trains, which I sort of do. So let's plan this out. I have 5, 10, 11, 12, I have $14. This is $10 for that. This is $8, okay? So I'm $4 short. So I need $4 up here, and I would love to get this banker. But then I'm not able to run my trains if I do this. That is the problem. So the other thing is I don't buy the trains, right? I just buy the power plant. I'm not getting out of my hole of not having enough victory points. I need to get enough victory points. Now these trains aren't necessarily helping me get victory points either, but so the other thing I can do is take a loan. So that way I have a few extra dollars. I really want a banker. This one is the nice banker. It's a really nice one, a +2. And you can see here, this is a multiplier. So that's a 2 times multiplier. And if I put a 2 here, that's a 4 times multiplier. I mean, we're really getting some bling if I can get this 2 times multiplier on there. And it is, you are allowed to know what the distribution is of workers. And believe it or not, they actually have a distribution card for you. So here you can see that the farmers has 4 1x and 2 of them that are 2x. So let's go to the bankers. There's 2 2x's in the entire bag, and we just encountered one of them. So there is a chance we'll get another one. So we don't have to have it this turn. And then there's these hybrid ones, which you can use them as 2 different professions, and you haven't seen those yet. So we don't have to hire a worker this round. So with that being said, I want another energy. And so I'm going to have to take a loan because $4 is not going to cut it if I want to get another energy. And you know what I could do? I could not run this industry this turn, and then I already have my energy. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. See, the planning in this game is awesome. So I'm going to just take $4 up there, and I'm going to take my banker too. I'm going to have my cake, and I'm going to eat it too. So we're going to do this. So watch this. So I'm going to take $4. I'll pay $1, take 5. Done. I'm going to get my banker. Done. I'm going to buy both of these. So this is $10 and that's $8 for $18. 15. And it should be every dollar I have to my name. Done. Okay, so now I'm going to get both of these industries and lay them there. Okay? So now we get to the production phase. And now mind you, I'm not doing anything on the market. So everything I have to do for this turn is here. And I have to apologize because with the way this game's set up, I can't put the camera down. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to produce with this one. And instead I'm going to produce with these two. And I have one of these from last turn. And I have one of these from last turn, right? So I just need to have an engineer here. And that'll make me 4 energy, which is going to last me in future rounds, right? I don't even have to run my power plant next round. But here's the other thing too. Take note, I have 1 and 2. I have 3. That's the magical number. I now unlocked my 5th worker. So for the rest of the game, I now have an extra worker. So that was the beauty of buying both of these. And I forgot one other thing. This gives me 3 victory points and that gives me 4. So I have to claim 7 victory points right now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was a significant jump towards my goal. And so now let's keep running. So here I'm going to put a 2. So that way we're running the train. And I'm going to put this guy here to double that. And then I have a 3 and I'm going to put him here. So we're going to make 7 energy for this run. I would have loved to have had a hammer, but I didn't. So I'm going to do that. So this guy, I'm going to hand these in. And we just made 7 energy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you know, why? Because this produces 4 and that adds 3. So it's 7. And zoom in for you there. Okay. So now we go here and This is a multiplier, so it's 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16 bucks. So we just got $16. Now, how's that for apples, huh? So we're only $2 less than we finished or had it last round. So that was an awesome round. However, I still fell short. I still didn't catch my goal. But we're gaining it. And I think the biggest issue now is I'm making great money, yes. I'm finally getting my engine going, yes. But if you'll notice, I still don't have points. But we're going to be able to do 4 next round. So I'll at least get some that way. But we are at the end of the turn. So we grab all of our workers, put them back in a pile here. We fell 4 points short. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. We're down to 18. We move to round 4. This moves up to 46. And you can see it's just getting, it's like chasing a rabbit. You're just a greyhound chasing a rabbit. And you never quite catch it. All right, so my workers, let's replenish those. All right, here's 1. It's another one of those wild cards. 2. Okay, this is a special one, and I know it doesn't look special. I wish they would have put like an asterisk above it or something, but the way you know it is because of the picture, and I'll explain it in a second. 4. And 5. So what does this do? This is an inventor. It's another one of those promos. And what the inventor does is it takes the robot. And so if you hire the inventor, they automatically come with the robot. And I think it's just for this round, which is weird. So the inventor is just a normal engineer. For the rest of the game, it's just a normal engineer, but you get the robot for the round that you take it. And so that's how the inventor works. And per the rules, I had drawn a second inventor, and that's why it took me a while to get those last ones out. So if you draw 2 inventors at the same time, you actually have to put them back in the bag and draw another one. Yeah, and yeah, from here on out, it's just a normal +1 engineer. But for this round, we would get him and we would get a wild card. So that's what the inventors do. It's a neat little thing. All right, so then let's do these. And you can see how they scoot over. And we're going to get some more. And it doesn't even matter, you know, what order they are on the track here. Just as long as they're in the right column. And then we have this. Now, why would we use the black market? Sometimes it's okay to, in the early game, to just tank the victory points and say screw the victory points and let the Axia marker slide, like sort of like we've been doing. And then what you do is you go to the black market and just take a whole bunch of raw cash. And that's necessary because you saw how expensive those buildings were. And so one of the ways you can afford those buildings in the early game is using the black market early. This game is a little rusty for me because it's been a while since I've played. I hope you're finding it smooth in terms of my explanations, but in terms of strategy, I think hopefully you're noticing that it's coming back to me, but I'm not playing this optimally, and there might have been other ways to play this. And as you notice, that farm path, there was a path that was viable to it. There's a lot of viable ways to play this game. So anyways, I'm going to hush and let's get 6 more cards. All right, so now we're on the level 2 industry. So here's our first one. You can see it's another farm, but it's a little on steroids. And then here we go. See, there's a heavy industry that uses food. And then the next one is a resort. And if you see more of the same, like this resort, for example, it tends to be like it's using more inputs, but it has better outputs, you know. So sometimes you're going to see the similar types of buildings that are just better. And like this is a power plant that is cheaper than mine was, but it has the exact same outputs. So it has a little bit different worker requirement down here, but it's almost identical to the one I have. And then here's another farm, and then there's another power plant. So now we get inundated with tons and tons of power plants. Okay, strategy-wise, we don't need to run our power plant. The heavy industry would be nice, but this is the wrong input. We don't have food. There's not a single building here we care about. We don't need more than one power plant. So we're going to run our mines, and we're going to sell. And then we're going to run our trains and get more money. And that's going to consume 2 energy. And what I like to do, and I know, you know, you don't have to do it this way. I like to put my inputs on right now before I start my turn, because that helps me to plan what do I need to do. Because if I wanted to also run this, then I know I have to go buy this from the market. I don't want to run this, so that's not a problem. But that's where it helps you with the planning. And sometimes I like to also get these guys on, right? I have one engineer here, and you'll notice there's nowhere for an engineer in the other one. So my 3 here is awesome, right? But then I have one that's wasted. Well, he's not wasted, he would just run that. But I don't need another engineer, even though he's a nicer 2 times bonus. I don't technically need one. So I also know, this is planning ahead, but I can tell you for a fact, I'm not buying a building. I can also tell you we're going to the market. So this piggy's going to the market. And the rest, I think I want to just accumulate workers to help me, because we're going to eventually buy more buildings. Don't get me wrong there. And when we buy those more buildings, we're going to need workers. Workers is something you almost never have enough of. So I have 4 actions, and I'm contemplating taking 4 workers with them. The only other thing I was contemplating is maybe getting some money. The free money, not the loan money. I'm not sure about that, because if I want to get a handyman worker. So for sure, I'm going to take this handyman. And then for the mines, I'm going to take both of the handymans. And then I'm going to take the ×3 engineer, because he's just awesome. And I don't need the robot. But this guy is versatile. He's an anything. So why not take him? Because if we ever need an anything, he can be that anything for us, right? So yes, I'm going to very crazily take 4 workers and just do market action. So that's my turn. And it's awesome to have 5 workers, by the way. So now we got all these guys. And you can see here that I no longer need to put my 2X guy there. I can use him to satisfy that. And I have my 2 handymen, so I'll put them in there. And yes, these 2 are sitting and chilling. If I wanted to, I could have run this one, but I don't have the input. So, but these 2 would have been able to operate it, and I would have been able to make some good bling. All right, so what do we do? First of all, let's pay our inputs, and let's calculate our outputs. Here you can see I make 2 plus 3 plus 1, so that's 6. I'm going to get 6 ore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And then over here, I have 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4. I'm going to make 20 bucks. That is also perfect. 20 bucks is good bling. Now, I have to start getting nervous because I'm not scoring victory points, in case you haven't noticed. And I eventually need to start making some victory points here. Obviously, this worker is going to get me 4 victory points because I'm going to sell these 4, right? And so I just like to turn it over or something like that. So I'll sell 4 of them. I don't have a problem with that. But here's my issue. I'm only getting 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Look how far behind I am. And I do get another $8, which helps the money situation. But we gotta buy some way of scoring points next round. And this is getting bad. So here we can count. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm 11 short. This is on 18. So I'm going to drop all the way to 7. One more round and I lose the game. So I'm not doing this very well at this point. I got to make ground and I got to make it fast. Now, obviously, if I'm less than 7 points short with the next round, I'm still going to be in it. But I also missed another card, and you have yet to see what those cards do, but they're pretty nice. Here, let me just grab a random one for you. Cheap energy. You gain a victory point, and then I can buy up to 5 energy resources without losing victory points. I mean, it's they're almost like extra actions. And so look at this thing. It moved to there. I'm here. I got to go all the way up the track and then all the way up to the next track. I'm in trouble, folks. I might lose this game on normal difficulty, which I told you was too easy. And that shows how rusty I am. But you know what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to do a farm, and I'm going to show you the farm strategy, because that, I think, is guaranteed. What I needed is I need that heavy industry I was telling you about. And the problem is I don't have the heavy industry opportunity right now to purchase. Okay, so last thing, one of the last things is get rid of these. 6 more. All right, so we got a heavy industry here, which is something we want, but you can see here it needs the iron for input. So that's a pricey one to get. This one makes pharmaceuticals. I don't know, maybe that's better for us. This one makes iron. That one makes iron. So here we go. All the heavy industries we were looking for just finally came out. And then let's draw our workers. So there's the banker, another handyman, an engineer. This is another banker. In case you're gender sensitive, they're male, female, so I thought that was a nice touch. And then this is another one of those inventors. It looks like Einstein. There's only 2 in the game, so he took that. And we are in the red, so we draw a red event card. I hope I remembered to do an event last time. I apologize if I forgot. I'm thinking I forgot. Decrease the output of all companies by 1. If a company has 2 types of output, its owner must choose one to decrease. So this is a very bad one. And you can see that people are rioting because our economy's bad. So whatever we produce this round, we're going to make 1 less of it. And that's going to hurt us because we need to score a whole bunch of points. So let's look. Here you can see I have a whole bunch of pharmacy available for sale. Pharmacy might be the way to go. I also have some iron, which is good, but then I'm going to have a whole 2 rounds where I'm not going to be able to do anything with the iron. This is good money, but I don't have the iron input to purchase this. This is the heavy industry path that would get me pharmacy. It's a decent path. We may want to consider this. It's $20 to get one of these. But then these next 2, you can see they both produce iron. This one produces 1 extra iron, but it requires 2 workers to run it, whereas this one only requires 1. And so this one also has 3 multipliers, whereas that one only has 2. So in the long run, I always find this one to be a little more attractive because the multipliers are where it's at. So let's look at our money situation and our worker situation. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to buy 2 heavy industry. That's what I'm going to do. We got to catch up. So I'm going to spend 40 bucks there. Well, I just spent it, but you know what I mean. Let's do it, the game in the right order. We're going to take this one here, and we're going to take this one here for the pharmacy. So we're going to give ourselves some options. I'm looking at my inputs. I'm okay with inputs. I'm okay with energy, and we just need more workers. So I'm looking at the inputs there. I need a lot of handymans and engineers. So this 2x engineer, we'll take him. I am very tempted to take another banker, but I think I won't. That handyman is nice. This is another engineer. I mean, that's nice, but I'll take the handyman for now. And that's it. So, oh, nope, I got one more guy. I can take even more. Oh, I have to go to the market. So, never mind. So, here we go. We're going to do this, and we're going to hire 2 more guys. And then we're going to do this. You already saw me pay my $40. So, we get 8 victory points. So, that's going to be very helpful to help us not lose this game. And yes, I need to make room. Your player boards, you need a lot of room for them. And then we do produce. So let's think this through. I want to use an energy there, an energy there, an ore and an ore, and then one more energy here. So we're going to run this. I think I want to run this too. Let's see if I can run everything. I just don't know if I can. So we have 8 pharmacy available for sale and 4 of these. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to put a 3 on this one and a 2 on that one. I need to actually run engineers on these. So I can't do the 2 on that one. Ooh, I'm in a little bit of a pickle. You'll notice I don't have enough people to run all these companies. I have to win this game, or I have to score points. And right now we're looking at 8 and 4. So I want to make 8 and 4, and that's my priority. I want to make money because that'll help me next round. I want to make this because that'll help me next round. But I think I'm going to have to pilfer from these 2 in order to make these 2 viable. So I just need 2 more here. And so what I wanted to do was put this guy there. That gives me my 2 more. So if I don't run this next round, I'm going to end up with that situation. And it's going to hurt because I need... So what I can do is just not run any money. And so I'll do that so this can still run. And I'll at least make some. And remember, I only need 2 to run both of my industries. But I do want some energy as well. I'm down to 1 energy. So this 3 here... So let's talk about, I got my 4 there. I want to make 8 here. So this is 3 plus 2 is 5, and that's 6, and that's 7. That's the best I can do. I can make 7. And I'll take 7. 7's good. So now the question is, I would love to make 5 of these, but I need to make some energy. So I'm going to make 4 energy with this. And then you can see here that these guys aren't helping anywhere. I can't use the banker anywhere, but I can at least do that. Or you know what? I can do that. How's that? I think that's a little bit better. So you can see how quickly I all of a sudden need more people. One of the other options was maybe I should have taken this guy, right? Because then he would have given me my my robot worker, and I didn't need this extra guy, right? So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to remember, you plan things out, right? It's not like I'm seeing some hidden revealed information. So I'm going to take this guy, the inventor, which gives me the temporary robot. So what that allows me to do is this guy can move back to there for a 3. And then the inventor can run this. And then I have a little wild card here. And I can put the wild card on the heavy industry. And then this guy can give me some more energy. So how's that? That's actually a much better outcome. All right, so let's do this. Okay, one mistake. The power plant can't be done. So I can't do this. I don't have any more ore. So I can't do the power plant right now. So let's not worry about the power plant. Instead, we're just gonna run the trains then, right? So we got the train going. And now I see what's going on. I'm going to change my mind again and put the inventor back with his robot and get our handyman, right? And let's get the handyman back because I can't run that power plant. All right, so let's pay our inputs. All right, I need some serious stuff here. This is going to give me 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll help a lot for the next round. Here, as you can see, I'm going to get 2 iron. I'm sorry, 4 iron. Perfect. Here, you can see that I'm going to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pharma. All right, so now you're going to see this this in action. But I'm at 57 minutes and I need to take a quick break. So I will be right back and I will show you the market phase. Stay awesome.